In this video, I will show you how to get product data from a website such as eBay into this Google Lens product sourcer template. And so first of all, the first step is that you will go onto a website such as ebay.com and you will actually search for products. So for instance, let's just say I want to look at shoes. I'll just do a search for shoes, a very general search for this demonstration. And as you can see, all of these different shoes do come up. And of course, typically you will want to filter these. I will use the advanced in the upper right hand corner. I clicked on advanced and I will apply some different filters here, such as sold, buy it now. You can apply any filters you want. This is just what I'm doing right now for this video. I'm clicking on new and then I'm doing free shipping, US only, okay, and a certain number of results per page. I'll just do the maximum, 240 results per page, and I will then click on search. And that will give me items that have sold that are brand new items, brand new shoe items with free shipping. And the product research part, you know, the filtering really depends on what you're doing. Really depends on if you're doing drop shipping or arbitrage. You might even want to see used products instead of new products. So your filters depend on your particular business model. I'm just showing you the mechanics of how to do this process right now. Okay, so you should have installed Instant Data Scraper onto your browser, which is my go-to solution for scraping product data off of the page. This scraping happens right inside the browser. There's nothing, you know, that you have to be concerned about with this. So here's Instant Data Scraper. You click on it, you click that icon. All it does is it just takes what's already on the page in front of you and it just puts it into a spreadsheet format, right? Sounds simple, but it's actually a very complex thing for it to do. It can work on most websites, almost any website, because it uses AI to do this. So, you know, you can typically use this to pull most of the data that's in front of you into a spreadsheet. Okay, now if you want to get more pages, if you just really want more products, you can scroll down to wherever that bottom of the page is and find that the next button. And it's taken a long time for me to get down there. I'll just take this all the way to the bottom because I do want you to know how to do this. And if you want to get more pages, you'll click back on the Chrome extension all the way to the right. This is where I am. And you will click on Locate Next Button. When you click on Locate Next Button, you will then click on the button that moves to the next page. So you click on that button, which is this right arrow. And from there, you go right back to the Chrome extension. You've just told it where the next button is, but now you have to keep turning the pages using that button. So now you have to click on Start Crawling, and Start Crawling actually uses that next button, presses that button continuously to essentially, rather effectively, turn the pages, right, on that website, turn the product pages and pull more and more products, okay, into this list. So now I'm up to 907 products, 4 pages scraped, right? I don't really need a ton of products for this video, but you could just let it keep running. I won't. I'll just go ahead, click on Stop Crawling. I don't really want a ton of products here. And I will now click on CSV to download it. Once it stops, let me make sure that it has really stopped. So just to zoom this up a bit, you'll see 6 pages were scraped and 1,387 products were collected at this point. So now I will click on the CSV to download it to a CSV format. I want it in the most basic CSV format, which I will then, that downloads a file onto my computer. It should go to my downloads folder, which I will then import into the Google Sheet. Okay, so at this point, I downloaded the products from eBay into a file. That's all I did, right? So now I will go over to this Google Lens product sourcer template. I'm going to work with version 1.0 right now, and I will click on File and then Import, wait for it, and then I will click on Upload, and then I will click on Browse, and then I will find eBay. In this case, the file name will typically be named after the it will be named after the website, so eBay 17 in this case. Click Open, and that will actually open the CSV file. Once that CSV file is open, now for this option. Now you have a few different options. One is create new spreadsheet. You have insert new sheet. You don't want to use any of these. Don't replace spreadsheet. You will erase the entire thing. The correct option is replace current sheet. All right, replace current sheet. And then you will click on import data, and that will bring the data into the sheet. Do remember that this is the import CSV sheet tab, okay? In case I didn't say that, all right? We're on the import CSV. That's why it's here. So at this point, the goal is to get certain product data that is on this page and to put it onto this product sheet. So I'm going to zoom up a bit so you can get a better look at this page. Product ID is a local ID. I'll explain what that is. It's just an ID number that we make up. It's just really not 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the title, the URL, the price, and the image URL. Okay, just these 4 things, right? So I don't have to do them in this order from left to right. So I'll just go to import CSV, but I can do them in that order, but I don't have to do them in that order. I do see that the URLs are over here in this first column. And so I will go ahead and just copy those URLs right now, as I do see them right here, and I will just copy them. So you know, you can click and drag the mouse down. You can do it that way, and you know, until you get to the bottom, which is kind of the long way to do it. Or you can do Control Shift down on your keyboard, Control Shift down arrow, and that will highlight that entire column from top to bottom. From there, right click and then copy these URLs, product URLs. Now click on the products sheet and simply paste right under column C, paste those URLs. Okay. Now here's an extra tip that you don't need to use, but if you don't like seeing these long URLs, you can immediately before you do anything else, click Format, go to Wrapping, and then Clip, and actually just clip that URL so it's not so long. Now I will go back to import CSV, and I will get the remaining data in a similar fashion. To get back to the top of the sheet more quickly, I will use Control Home on my keyboard. That will bring me back to the top. Control Home. And now I'm going after the titles because they are, well, actually, no. Now I will go after these image URLs. So the way I'm doing it right now is the first thing I recognize is the first thing I copy. So I recognize that these are image URLs, eBay image dot, and I see images. That word images will usually be in them. You can kind of tell that these are images from these URLs, and so I know to highlight these, and it's the same thing. So I can highlight these manually and drag it, but I'll use Control Shift down on the keyboard because it's faster. This time I'll go a bit faster, right click, copy, and then I'll click on the product sheet. These are product image URLs. Make sure you're up here at the top. Make sure you're up here at the top, row 2, right click, paste, and that pastes them into the, that's going to paste them right in. And then optional, if you want, you can do format wrapping again, clip, if you just like, if you prefer how that looks. All right, so what's left are two columns, the title column and the price column. So I will go back again to import CSV, control home to get back to the top. I've already explained that stuff, so I'm just going to do it this time. Titles, control shift down to select all the titles, right click, copy, click back to the product sheet, right click, paste the titles, go back. And now I will go back for the prices, import CSV again, control home, brings me back to the top. Click on this first price on the price column, right? I just located the prices down here. Control shift down, selects all the prices, right click, copy, copies all those prices, go to products, and again, go here, right click, paste, and you paste all of those prices right here into the price column. Another thing with me, I'm just real particular about certain little formatting things. I like to see these numbers aligned on the left. I will use horizontal align. Click the left and just put them on the left. You don't have to do that, but again, I just like how that looks. So there we have it. We have the title, URL, we have the price, and we have the images for this, ready to go for this process. Now, what is the product ID about? Now, the product ID is just so that when it pulls results, because what you have to keep in mind, it will search these images and it will find multiple results for each product. And so when we have all those different results, we want to know how to identify the results, match them up with each product. And the easiest way is if we have a number, right? So first product is product number 1. Second product is product number 2. Third product is product number 3. You don't have to type these all in. Once you do 3 of these, actually after you do 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them, you can just highlight them, right? Click the first cell, hold down the mouse button, drag down to that third one, double click. Now you do have to find this in the lower right hand corner. Make sure that you find the circle on the lower right hand corner of the cell, and then double click your mouse, and that is an autofill, and that will autofill and fill all the data down all the way to the bottom of the sheet. Okay, that will give you all the way to the bottom. And if I use control down on my keyboard, that will bring me all the way to the bottom row, and I can actually see that last number. If I do control up on the keyboard, I can get back up to the top, or control home, I can return to the top of the sheet. It's just slightly, I think, frozen for a moment. I'll just have to wait for that. Okay, so that's it. That's how you get the products onto the sheet. And that's where I will leave it for this video. Okay, that's how we manually copy and paste the product data from the import CSV sheet onto the product sheet, right? And before that, of course, we used Instant Data Scraper to actually pull the products off of the website, in this case eBay, in the first place. There are more things to get into with other suppliers, and there's the second sheet, mainly mapping. I don't want to get into that right now in this video, but in the second template we can look at using map sheets to help us with certain other websites where it might be a bit more messy when we download the data, and we might really need another site, a map on this template 2.0. Okay, to do that, and that's what I will do in a separate video. So if you're watching this again on YouTube, you will potentially find links in the description of the video, or you may have to click on the name of the channel. And if you're watching this as part of the course, most likely on Gumroad, then you may find links for whatever you need right around the video. And that is about it. Just review the process, slow it, well, not necessarily slow it down, but go over the parts that you need if you need to. and I'll see you on the next video.